Well, everybody, it's Tigitar here. Welcome back to another Terraria video. We are here in the menu screen because we need to make a new world. I'll be playing on my current main character, and it's time, I believe, to make our new world for a next super base. I'm going to go large and master, and I'm actually going to pick corruption this time, just simply because I want to have the icon in the menu screen have the purple tree instead of the red tree. I just like that a little bit more. Now, we'll have to probably just go with Tigitar on the world name for now. Ideally, it would be the name of the base, but I don't know what that's going to be yet. And on Terraria, it was 50 to 60% of the way through construction, probably, at least, that I came up with that name and settled on it. And so I have no idea what the name of this one is going to be. But if I use Tmod Loader or something in the future, I could change the name of the world if I want to. So let's just go ahead and create this world. Now, when I was making the world for Terraria back in 2015, I decided that I wanted to try to find a world with as many of the preset biome backgrounds that I liked as possible. And now they added the wonderful tree globes and world globes, which allow you to change that and manipulate that in game. So with those added, the only variable that I can't actually control is going to be the moon right here. So what I want to do is, all I'm going to do is try to make a world with my favorite moon, which is the purple triple moon. It's kind of smaller than the normal moon, but then it has two small moons next to it as well. Or two small bodies, I guess. I don't know if they'll be called moons or not. But anyway, that's my favorite one, and so that's literally all I'm looking for in these worlds. So we're going to see how many it takes to get that. There are 9 different moons, so it may take me a few tries, but we'll see. And you know, now that I'm looking at it, is this moon the moon that we just created or not? I don't actually know if the moon that's in the loading screen while you're creating the moon is the one that's in the world or not. Let's see what we got. Now okay, we got a bunch of tall trees here. I brought an enchanted sundial, so I shouldn't have destroyed those rocks, but most likely this area right around spawn, we will have to do some pretty heavy terraforming with at the least anyway, so I'm not too worried. But yeah, with my enchanted sundial, hopefully we can see what moon we have. Okay, there it is. So it is the one that was in the loading screen. Interesting. So let's do another test or two and see if the world that generates is always going to have the moon that it shows in the loading screen. I just deleted that other one, and we'll just do that until we get the moon that we're looking for here. Okay, so this time the moon changed actually to this glowing blue one, which does look really cool, but it's still not as good as the purple one. And it looks like it changed immediately once we started the world creation. And so that means this is going to be the moon that generates with this world, or that gets assigned to this world. So that's good to know, actually. So we don't actually have to get in game to check it, or in the world to check it. We can just make a bunch of worlds and we'll know as soon as we have it based on the moon here in the creation loading. I learn something new every time I play this game, even after a lot of hours. Let's just double check really quick to make sure that that is the moon that this world has. It's that glowing blue one. And if it is the glowing blue one, I'm going to be pretty confident that that is a reliable pattern. And yes, it is. So during world creation, in the loading screen, whichever moon you see is actually the one that's going to be generated with that world. All right, let's go for try number 3 here. Okay, the orange and pink one. Not quite it. While I'm going through this, I'll try to talk a little bit about what I'm thinking for this new series here. So I do want to make a series for the construction of the new super base, whatever it will be called, and I'm not sure yet. Right now, I have a general idea, and it's going to be significantly different than Terraria. Circuit Terra was designed in a way that it could all be enclosed in one continuous structure, basically. And that was kind of the special thing about that. And all the different display cases and different rooms that are designated to certain items like the armor, the furniture, the weapons, the fishing, everything is sliced out of the same semisphere and built together. In this next super base, what I want to try to do as we move on to try number 4 here, 5, I can't even remember at this point. But yeah, what I want to do for the next super base is, instead of having it be one cohesive structure, I think it might be cooler to have different parts that each have more uniqueness to them. And so, for example, instead of one slice that's designated to the critters, and it has all the critters built into it on display in a room, instead of just having them on display, I'm going to try to build their own environment for them to fit into. Oh man, I don't know how to describe it very well. All right, next world here. I'm trying to think of how to describe this. I'm feeling it's going to be more expansive and less cohesive as Circuit Terra, but I'll try to, let's say, customize each section for the various purpose that it serves. Now that I think about it, it's probably going to be way easier to explain this once we have the world and I can open up the map and sort of gesture around the world with my cursor. That's probably going to help a lot. But I'm thinking basically bigger, less cohesive, and instead of being one singular unit, have branching pathways and sections, as well as teleporters, of course, to go to different areas in the base. Let's see if we have the moon up here when we create the world. Let's see if it changes on us. Yeah, it did. See that? So now it's the glowy green one. Still wrong. Looks like we got no moon on this night, so I'll have to wait a night to see what it looks like. Oh baby, there it is. That's what I'm looking for right there. The purple triple moon. Okay, this is the world, everybody. This is the one. This world, I'm probably going to be spending, as I kind of plan on it right now, the most time possibly out of any world that I will ever have. Let's jump on and start getting things set up here. This is cool. We got some awesome tall trees just to the side of spawn, which is nice actually. We don't have to take them out to build stuff right on the spawn point. So that's pretty cool. It's also really flat. Oh my gosh, look at all these fancy trees over here too. Okay, this is cool. This is really flat here. That's awesome actually. Let's look to the left here a little bit. We got tall trees. And again, it's just super flat. Oh, and here's a desert oasis. It's not the actual underground desert though. Okay, so as far as the starting little spawn area goes, pretty awesome actually. I like that a lot. Oh my gosh, we got a pyramid here too. Cool. With a flying carpet in it. Awesome. We'll just leave that for now. Oh, another thing I didn't think about is what kind of oceans I would want. So we got like whatever. Is this just the regular classic ocean? I'm actually going to be removing all the chests that we find because I'll need to do it sooner or later, and I may as well just get it over with in this initial prep phase, you know? If we don't remove all the chests, then we won't be able to have a decently sized storage room. So it is something that we actually have to do. Now that we're in the world here, I want to try to explain maybe just a little bit better about what I'm thinking as far as general overall base idea to start with. So let's see here. In Circuit Terra, we have a big circle, basically, built around spawn. And everything is within that, you know? With this base, I think it would be cool to expand it a little bit more, and instead of having it all within one continuous structure, have different branches going out in different directions with paths and bridges connecting everything, as well as teleporters, and have each branch be its own theme. And so we'll have a branch for the armor types, let's say, instead of just having that one slice in Circuit Terra, we'll have a whole little area that we build for the armor. And what we can do with that is we'll have more space to work with, and we can add more context and texture around the armor stands. And so we can fill in the project a lot more and give the armor stands their own environment to be displayed in, rather than just having a room to show them off in. Same with like the furniture sets, how in Circuit Terra all of the furniture is crammed into one tiny space in a like very condensed array. But in this project, I'm thinking it would be cooler if we could build an own, like each furniture set will have its own little display area where we can build around it and actually make it fit in. Oh, we got a sword shrine here. One with the shaft showing on the surface underneath the little surface cave. That's kind of neat. It's going to be a big project, and I'm sure that it will evolve as we go along here. I'm thinking that I'm going to leave the old man here because I don't have any reason to fight Skeletron right now. I don't think that I need the clother for anything, and I would rather leave Skeletron intact with the option of using the Dungeon Guardian in some project or little fun game or something that we could build in later on. So I think I'm going to leave this guy intact here for now. Once we do that, there's no going back. Wow, the dungeon is actually really close to the edge of the world here. That could be good or it could be bad. We'll see. Oh, look at that beautiful moon coming up. Luckily, we were right about our hypothesis that the loading screen does indicate which type of moon the world has. Oh, sweet. I was really hoping that one of the oceans would have a cool cavern. Wait a second. I wonder if this is going to run into the dungeon. This could be interesting down here. It does not run into the dungeon, but it's pretty close, actually. Okay, so what I think I'm going to do is start off by digging a whole bunch of mine shafts throughout the world. So what I like to do is dig them 220 feet apart, so 110 blocks apart. So I use the position to locate where I want to dig the shafts. So in this case, let's just start at 100 feet away from spawn in either direction, east and west that is. It'll just make the math a little bit simpler. So for the next one to the right here, the next one east, we're going to take 100 and add 220. So it's going to be 320 blocks, or feet rather, not blocks. So we're at 320 feet. So this is going to be the second shaft going east. And now if we look, both these shafts are within a screen of each other, and they get a nice 5 or so blocks of cushion space on either side. So when we shoot our Clintaminator, it reaches halfway, a little over halfway between these shafts. And when we're falling down, our screen width is wide enough to see everything between the two shafts. So we can see all chests and anything else that we need to see. So I'm just going to go along and dig these tunnels all the way through the world at these intervals, and that'll be the first step for this world preparation. Wow, check out these two chests here. Pretty close. Well, I think I'm just about done with this for today. That's the third boulder that's killed me, actually, which isn't too many, honestly. Like, I think we did okay. I was just over here trying to find my way around the dungeon. I accidentally dug into it right here and ended up having to recall out pretty quick. I heard the Dungeon Guardian coming. But anyway, I got it mostly finished up here. It took quite a bit longer than I was anticipating, actually. And again, I think I'll probably just leave this mostly how it is. We'll go back with our spelunkers and metal detector to try to find all the chests that are floating around outside the dungeon. But I think I'm gonna call this first episode pretty good for today. Here's I placed a couple of the chests that I've picked up so far down here, and basically I'm just stashing a bunch of stone and dirt and then other materials that I pick up. I will probably just want to move all these over to my main base pretty soon and save them for building. And so far, even without actually going out of my way to pick up any chests, I've gotten quite a few more that were just in the way of the tunnels that I was digging. So I think that's going to do it for this first episode. Next time we will get right into actually looting the chests and picking them all up and see how many we get. We'll also have to cleanse the corruption with our Contaminator. That should only take a couple of minutes. And also the Sky Islands, we can get those chests as well, get those out of there. And as well as the underworld. I'm looking forward to this project. We got a pretty decent start on it today. Since it is going to be an actual series, I think I'm going to do songs of the episode again. So for the first episode of the new super base construction, the song of the episode is Beautiful Life by Rick Astley. So check that out if you want to. The link is in the description. And other than that, thank you so much for watching and have an awesome rest of your day.